So then we get over to Tiffany and Javon, y'all. And if last night wasn't enough, here they go again, y'all. They just getting it in. And y'all, Tiffany sounded so crazy. Like, I don't know what type of moans she was trying to give, but she really sounded crazy. It was like, oh! I was just like, girl, if I would have been producing that show, she would have had to redo that. I'd have been like, cut! Like, girl, you sound crazy. So, anywho, so they in the middle of getting it in, and y'all, honey, Rashida is knocking on the door. So when I first watched it, I thought she was knocking on the door outside, like the outside of the house. And then I realized she was knocking on the bedroom door. So you really outside of your friend's door while she hunching, knocking on the door? Okay. So Tiffany is telling Javon, oh, that's Rashida. We all have keys to each other's houses. No, ma'am. I mean, I get it for safety purposes, but like, this is the reason why I say no, yeah, ma'am. Because why aren't you up in my bedroom door while I'm in here with company? No, ma'am. So, anywho, so basically, Javon is like, well, let me get dressed and take the walk of shame. And basically, Rashida was like, I'll be in the kitchen making coffee. And I'm thinking, Rashida, so instead of you just taking your A home, you just gonna go downstairs in your friend's house and just wait for her to finish hunching so you can talk to her? Okay. But you know. So basically, that happened. So he comes downstairs with Tiffany and Javon. Y'all know I can't stand Javon. He's like, oh, you made coffee. Then Rashida was like, I can make you something to go. AKA, you need to get your ass up out of here. And basically, after he leaves, Tiffany is just, you know, she's just basking in her nastiness, y'all. She like, this morning he told me that my home was as beautiful as me. Y'all, I can't take that storyline. So I'm about to just make this as quick as possible. Basically, she realized she didn't check on Anika, and Rashida was like, no, you don't need to call her. That ain't a good idea, this and that. So Tiffany is convinced that Javon really likes her, and Rashida basically tells her, okay, well, just know the way you start something is how it's going to be. And then she leaves and tell Tiffany she wasted her gas money. I'm like, no, you wasted your gas money. Did nobody tell you to drive on up over there? Like I said, y'all got enough going on. Laz almost died. Y'all don't know if Tiffany's sleeping with Jermaine and Carlos. Not Tiffany. Y'all don't know if Kelly's sleeping with Jermaine and Carlos. Like, girl, I'm thinking all of this by 9 in the morning. Okay, child. So then we get over to Doc. Doctor made his way back in the show. I don't know if y'all ever watched All the Queen's Men, but that's when I first got introduced to Doc. I think he was on an episode of Real Housewives back in the day, but I didn't know who he was. But if y'all knew how I feel about Doc. Okay, so side note, y'all, I think All the Queen's Men got canceled. I don't know, but I don't even think I finished the last season. But anywho, let me get back on track. So he comes to Naomi's house. Y'all, I forgot that they were trying to get, that Naomi was trying to get her husband killed, her ex-husband, y'all. I forgot all about that storyline. So basically, she starts telling Doc that, what's his name? I think his name Franklin. Franklin was abusive. And then when she sees how that gets Doc all riled up, then this girl tells Doc that Franklin was molesting their son. I think that's a lie. I think right now she's just trying to get Doc to get more ammo. And I'm thinking, like, this girl's sick. She do need therapy for real. Like, if she's making that up just so someone can get motivation to kill her ex-husband, she needs help. And it really just made me realize there's really people out there that kill people for a living. Scary. All right, y'all. So then we get back over to Pastor and Laz. They went to the doctor, went to the hospital, and the doctor was like, Laz, his EKG is strong. You know, he had, you know, his heart is strong. The EKG looked good. And so then, like, and Laz didn't say nothing. And Pastor was like, tell him thank you. And it's really I love this dynamic, showing Pastor Jeff, like, as a father, because this is what we need. He told his son to say thank you, because these days, these kids, sometimes they are getting so disconnected, like so desensitized. You can't say thank you. Like, you just ain't gonna say nothing. Like, you almost died this morning. The doctor is just like, you know, trying to let you know, could have been worse. Like, You ain't gonna say thank you, but anyways, y'all. So then we go into this little after school special the doctor trying to give him about drugs. And y'all know we just might need to bring the DARE program back. Drugs have gotten out of control. I'm not gonna act like my generation wasn't on drugs, but I think when I was in school, for the most part, you know, people would sneak some cigarettes, maybe a little weed, maybe try a few sips of a beer or something. But y'all, these kids on big drugs now, and the drugs are deadly. It's being laced with fentanyl. The kids is vaping, passing out. We just might need to bring DARE back in the school system for real. And I'm not even trying to be funny. I know for me, I mean, obviously it didn't work for everybody, but that DARE program scared me. Them little videos and stuff they used to be showing, I used to be like, ooh, oh no. To this day, I'm scared to do drugs. I ain't never did a drug in my life. And don't really care for taking too much prescription medication. Like, I just, So anyways, y'all, I'm showing my age, talking about the DARE program. So, then the doctor shows him a dead body and was like, this kid was only 14. He overdosed on Molly. And them boxes behind you, like, if this ain't enough, yeah, them boxes behind you, yeah, full of kids that done died from drugs. I'm like, wow. We get back to Naomi and Geneva, y'all. Naomi done barged in Geneva's office. And, y'all, I'm about to run through this quick, too, because y'all already know I can't stand Naomi. She barges in Geneva's office and was basically like, I need you to hold this money. Well, no, she puts the bag on here and was like, I need you to get that. And then Geneva looks at it and it's $5 million. And y'all, this is why I say Geneva. It's like Andy, right? If you're a lawyer, I'm pretty sure you're pretty smart. Like, just getting accepted into law school is hard. And then you finish law school, you pass the bar, you're a practicing attorney. I'm thinking that Geneva gonna be like, girl, get this money out my office. Like, no, I don't want nothing to do with this. But then Geneva tells her, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna have to make an appointment with the bank. I can't just stroll in there with these millions. I'm like, Geneva, you really about to get caught up in this? I'm like, so you ain't got enough on your plate with the secret baby daddy. Your friend is hunching the love of your life. Like, girl, your husband about to put you out because you up here lying. And you about to get entangled with these $5 million cash. Okay. And another thing, child, the people in these Tyler Perry productions, these hoes be having racks on racks on racks. Like it's nothing. Because she talking about how she got 11 million in this offshore account and 15 million over here. Then some money in an account in Asia. What do these people on these Tyler Perry productions do? It made me think about Gary. Like Gary, well, I know he was like a part of a Ponzi scheme or whatever, but y'all, Gary had racks on racks on racks too, y'all. Anyway, so then we get over to Pastor and William. Y'all know they gotta have their little meeting because Pastor needed us to talk to William and help pray for him. So William is basically trying to go through process of elimination of who the baby daddy could be. He's like, there's one person that was around a lot during that time. And Pastor was like, okay, who was it? And William was like, you. Then Pastor started laughing like, I know you don't think me and Geneva slept together. And he's like, no, I know it wasn't y'all. He's like, then the only other person is Javon, but you know, he's happy with his wife and Geneva wouldn't sleep with him. I'm like, ah! Geneva did sleep with him. Not only did she sleep with him, he's the father of your baby. So then he's just like, well, it only be one other person. And he goes to the church. Pastor's like, who? He's like, Quincy. Pastor's like, Quincy? I'm like, I got to see this Quincy because who is this Quincy they speaking of? So then Pastor's just like, okay. I think what we should do. Well, first Pastor was like, well, why don't you just ask Geneva? Like, that remember the episode of Martin? I forgot what bruh man did, but Martin was like, bruh man, education. Like, duh, don't you think if he could just do it, if it was that simple, he would have did it already? That whole lying. So basically, he suggested they have dinner. Him and Rashida, Geneva and William, going like a little double date, have dinner tonight. I'm like, oh, you just really think that's going to work? Like, boy, anywho. So basically, then I'm thinking like, how you about to suggest all y'all going out to dinner? Like, where Laz gonna be? Should y'all leave Laz alone at home? Like, Laz almost died this morning, and you trying to leave the house already? Like, and so I'm like, well, did they drop Laz off at rehab? 'Cause I know these Negroes ain't about to go out to dinner and leave that boy at the house by himself. Yeah, but this how my mind be thinking. I be really thinking things through on these shows. That's the first thing I thought was where Lad's gonna be. All right, y'all. So then we get over to Rashida and Myron because they having a little meeting, y'all. Know they still haven't really gotten a chance to talk to Myron since the first part of the season because y'all so much stuff been going on. You know, baby daddies and 5 millions and fake suicides and stuff. So she's basically telling him like, you know, what's going on? Are you attracted to my husband? Y'all, what's crazy is the character that plays Myron, he's doing such a good job because y'all, he was looking scared. He was looking scared for real. Like, he was really looking petrified. So she's like, are you attracted to my husband? He's like, no. She's like, do you have feelings for my husband? He's like, no. Y'all, so then Myron goes into this spiel about how he didn't grow up with a father and Pastor just really loves and cares about him and maybe that's what it is. I'm like, child, I know Myron ain't about to try to pull the daddy's issue card. Not the daddy issues card, Myron, now. So, and Rashida is just like, maybe you need to talk to someone so you can talk about your feelings or whatever you have going on. And Myron is trying to assure her, like, hey, I just got a little in over my head, but I don't want your man. Like, I'm good. I can do my job. No distractions. Okay. So then when that's all said and done, she's like, one more thing. And Myron, the next time, basically like the next time you cross the line with my husband, y'all, she told this man, I'm going to bust your head wide open with a Bible. Y'all said bottle, because that's how the song went. Y'all remember that? I don't fight. I don't argue. I just hit that with a bottle. Y'all, she told this man she was going to bust his head wide open with the Bible. Y'all, after she said that, I was like, then she said in the name of Jesus and sent him on his way. When I tell y'all that would have been my last day at work. Because how can we go on? How can we go on after that? You threatened to hit me upside my head with a Bible. No, excuse me, bust my head wide open with a Bible. And we just supposed to go on with work. Like, yeah, that would have been my last day. Definitely would. I mean, I'm not exaggerating. That would have been my last day because I can't work under them conditions. And like, girl, child, no. So then, y'all, we get over to the last scene. This is Javon and Tiffany outside the jailhouse. Just, you know, they just all smitten. And child, of all things Javon could say to her, girl, is that you smelling good? You smell like fresh baked cookies. I'm just thinking to myself, is this your king? Shout out to Black Panther. Is this your king? I'm like, y'all, ain't no way they trying to portray him as like some ladies, man, with them whack behind pickup lines. You smell like fresh baked cookies? That's like, really? And she's just eating it up, y'all. She's like, So then, you know, they start smooching and Geneva walk up and was like, very professional. Because y'all know she in her feelings, y'all, because she in love with Javon and now he with her friend. So basically Geneva is just like, oh, glad to see you here. You know, basically you couldn't check on me, you couldn't check on my daughter. And she's like, yeah, I guess that's not important. And y'all, I was thinking, what if Javon would have said, girl, please, that's my baby too. Y'all, and I don't know what kind of peen Javon got in his pants. Y'all, Tiffany told Geneva, you're acting like a bitch. But she said the word. Oh! Okay, Tiffany. So you done crossed over to that side. So this peen got you just acting a fool. Y'all, when I tell y'all this season is about to be crazy. She told Geneva she was acting like a bee. Yeah, y'all, that's my review for episode 11, y'all. So I hope y'all enjoyed my review. I know it's kind of lengthy. I need to do a time check. I gotta go pick up my baby, but I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.